It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What have we got? Ooh, yes.
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that time when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, and I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
It's that time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this. The exclusive details.
Alright.
Raph, what is going on, dude?
Mate, it's time. Let's get that.
Oh,
There we go.
Clickety clack. Oh,
Clickety
cheers,
clack clack.
cheers. Oh, let's get into it.
Cheers, my man. How you doing?
Fantastic. I'm already 3 under. It's Thursday. We are hitting the silly season, so I'm feeling a bit fucking silly.
Yeah. It's about that time of year.
How are
We're
you
getting,
going, my
getting into it.
dude?
Man, I'm doing good. Looking forward to, the end of the year. Looking forward to getting down to Sydney for between Christmas and New Year, seeing the family, all that good stuff. Looking forward to what we've got lined up for the rest of the year. So, that's going to be pretty good. Mate, I went down to the Schema show at D-Bay
How
on the
was
weekend.
that?
That was good. There, lots of cool stuff down there. It's obviously more rock focused than metal focused. They don't really want they want bands to sing to the kids, not scream at them.
That's fair enough.
But,
I'm pretty
you
sure
know.
most of them are used to being screamed at.
But it's it's good work. It's down at the skate park, so they have skate demos from pro skaters. They have community workshop stuff there. They try and get a bunch of local acts on to just really engage the community and get the kids interested in like skating or music or crafts or something, and try and keep them out of trouble. So that's a nice initiative there. If you're in Brisbane or surrounds and you see anything about a Schema show, get down and check them out. They got Schema Collective is the organisation behind it. They have a ton of different bands on, so well worth checking out. Support the local community. Get in there. They're free shows. They're all ages. Head down, take your picnic blanket, chill out with some drinks and some cool stuff for the afternoon.
See, I love that shit, and especially the all ages part. And speaking of all ages shows, we got one coming up in Sydney this Friday. We got Ram It Down Fest, and I'm telling you, this one's going to be a big and man, and it's fun. Look, it's going to be a nice little segue into our guest, because this month at Ram It Down Fest for the Christmas special, we have a guitar giveaway. We have a raffle that we're going to be drawing that everyone can buy in on, whoever's there, and it's a full guitar starter pack. So it comes with a little amp, a bag, and a guitar. And we'll be selling raffle tickets to that on the day. And then the stock standard, because it was such a fucking hit last time, the merchandise giveaway, which you get a free ticket when you get a free merch raffle ticket when you buy your fucking entry. So you get one ticket, and then what that means is when we draw it right before the headline band, you can go pick one piece of merch from every single band that has merch there, and you just get to walk out with it for free, like you stole it.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking, yeah.
That's a good deal.
It
That's
is.
a good deal.
It is, and it's a $15 ticket, all ages show, and kids under 12 getting free.
Even better.
Yeah.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah. And speaking of
You're
which,
a parent and you try and get your kids into metal, that's the way to do it.
It is, and it's funny you say that, because I did have him on Monday speaking about this, but now we've got the whole band on tonight. It's so good, because he's the organiser of Ram It Down Fest, Lance.
Yes, and we've got if you like your metal thrashed and your head's banged, this is the way to do it.
Yep.
We got Decimator.
Yes, we do. Let's get into it, gents.
How we doing, fellas?
Doing pretty good.
Oh, man, it's so good to see you all. Like, now that we can actually say it on the stream, it is so good to see you all. Lance, it's good to see you guys. The most comfortable looking band in fucking Southwest Sydney. The biggest bunch of misfits that hit the stage. I love every bit of it.
There is a variation on stage. Yeah, it's true.
it
some other variation.
It helps create the dynamic though. So
It does.
Yeah, you don't always want to sit in the middle of the bell curve. We've got people on the end.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Don't put bench.
Which bell end? What?
What?
So, well, Kyle's the one that kind of knows, what's up with you guys. So I'll let Kyle go and take the reins on that.
Well, mate, Decimator have been going for what it's been 3 years now.
It'll be 3 years, founded 3 years in January, but we've been gigging pretty steadily since September last year.
Yeah, that's right. And if you have a look in the background there of Lance's shot in the bottom corner, you can see every single one of those shows that they played in the last year, which is just awesome.
Nice.
These guys are so busy, and the great thing is Lance organises shows as well. They put on a cracking show. Lance is the reason why, I'm going to assume it was Lance and the whole concept of Decimator as well, to get shows to start on the Iron Spoke Fest. We started off at a little brewery in southwest Sydney, and now it's at the Sports Club, which is just fucking amazing. And how I constantly talk about you shouldn't be putting your band on all the time if you're promoting your own shows. Lance is testament to that. He does it very rarely. I love every bit of it. There's no conflict of interest. He's a fucking bro, and the band is just fucking amazing. They put on a great live show. Lance is a great guitarist and singer. The boys they're good. They're good. Thrash as fuck.
I've been having a listen this week.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to drive without putting the foot down.
Yeah,
let me
it's
tell you.
one of them ones, and it's one of them.
That's really the aim, right? If you can't drive slow to it, and you can't stand still to it, then we must be doing something right.
Definitely. And you shot us some of those sneaky demos of the newer stuff that you've been working on, and I must say, I think that's going to make for a very, very fine collection of songs.
So yeah, we were in the studio 3 months ago, and it just sometimes takes this time.
Yeah.
So the band's, is it nearly a year exactly since you joined, Ethan?
yeah, it was December last year that I jumped in. I think it was on the 7th when we were playing Campbelltown.
Yeah. So we played a show at Campbelltown RSL, put on by a sort of separate local music shop. They have a covers band. They play about an hour and a half, and they put a couple of originals bands on first. And we had that gig lined up for a couple of months, and then the co-founder of Decimator, Mike, left the band 10 days before it. I knew Ethan. We jammed around a little bit before, just doing covers, nothing like Decimator really. And with 10 days notice, he learned the 8 songs that we had for the set, did his first ever on-stage gig, not been in other bands, not done other stuff, yeah.
Very intimidating, but one of the funnest things you could probably ever do. So,
And
Very, very impressive.
And that's 12 months. So this lineup, this 4 here, is the most solid lineup that there's been, because we started just before the COVID lockdown, and then we'd have rehearsals. We couldn't do rehearsals, and we were doing video chats like this. And in fact, none of these guys were in the band when we were doing those video chats. And then once we started playing live, we evolved. We evolved into the finally home thrashing machine that we are today.
I like it. So, what? Obviously, Kyle mentioned, you've been organizing a lot of these shows, and that you're not really sort of putting not putting you guys on it. So obviously you're organizing the shows for mainly to sort of get some motion in the community around the local community around live shows. Is that the main goal there, or is it what's the?
Pretty much. So it sort of came to mind about a year ago. So our first gig was supposed to be at Chatswood with Dave Balfour and Metal Evolution. Dave's an absolute legend, right? Unfortunately, and I don't give a shit because I'll plug at other people's gigs and stuff like that. Dave's got his 20-year anniversary of Metal Evolution is tomorrow at the Factory Theatre.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
So if you're in Sydney and public transport being as what it is, and you're not going to come out to southwest Sydney, then go to Dave's thing in the Factory Theatre, because that's going to be a great night as well. But
Man, I think we need to get Dave on the pod too. I think we need to get Dave on here at some point.
Look, I don't know. He's pretty shy and retiring. You know, I'm not.
We always get the look. You say that, he'll check out our podcast and just go, "Yeah, I can jam with these guys."
Look. Okay, all I'll say is right. Who doesn't want to be on the same podcast that had Neil Kay? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man. That was pretty special. That was
Nah, that one was good. That one was good. That was a lot of fun. That's a guy that knows his stuff. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. You
Raph, you might not know this, but Cassie actually does the artwork for all the posters for Ramp It Down Fest. Yeah. So like, you know, Anton and Major will be playing soon. We've had we've got War Rages Within are playing this Friday.
Yes.
So Cassie will be up there again, and yeah, it's just it's a big community thing, and that's what Lance is like, and just the whole. It's really good to see, man. It's like, remember, and we talk about it all the time. We talk about those good old days when we first got into it. It's that. Don't get me wrong. There's always that. There's always that drama involved inside this. But what community doesn't have drama in it?
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
just got to do your best to avoid it.
Yeah, of course.
The thought for getting things kicking along in southwest Sydney for original bands sort of came around. We played Chatswood, in fact. That was the last gig we played before Cohen joined. And then Cohen joined on bass after Chatswood. And we've just been, you know, the main issue is finding a venue, right? So we were really lucky, like Carl said, we found a venue in the Iron Spokes Brewery. We were super lucky because the owner of Iron Spokes is also a sound guy. So he could do the sound. We had the venue. They didn't want any venue hire. They just like, come use our venue, let the metal crowd come. And they did. Like, it was really successful.
What was his name?
Ben.
So Ben.
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 Yeah.
There was a fair few really good turnouts at the Iron Spokes Festival.
Yeah, there were.
That's it.
And the funny thing was, I was at my daughter's. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm going to forget this story later. I was at my daughter's Christmas concert, and I walk past the sound desk, and an arm grabs me, and all I hear is, "How you going, mate?" I look, this is Ben. So I'm like, man, you are busy even after the brewery shut down. That boy's busy. Like, he's busy. This is good.
Well, I think he's got more scope to be busy doing things that bring money in, as opposed to hemorrhaging money trying to run a brewery when, you know.
Oh, that was a pure passion project, and then COVID.
So we got 5 gigs. We got 5 gigs at Iron Spokes, and then within a week of them deciding and putting out that they just couldn't run their business anymore, I managed to get Camden Sports Club interested, and we got another all ages venue. We managed to get Ben to come over and do the sound at the new venue, because he's worked with all these bands at Iron Spokes. He knows how metal works. He's just now familiar with it, and legit, he is one of the best sound guys that we've ever come across, right?
Easy. And, you know, also one of the only sound guys we've ever played with where the bass is audible.
I can hear myself. It's a referee.
Yeah.
You'll love him, Raph. You'll love him.
Nice. Well, because that's the thing. I mean, it's very, very apt that, you know, like I said, I went to that Schema show on the weekend, and we've got, you know, another group of people on now that are, you know, so involved in the local community, because, like, I grew up in Western Sydney myself. Like, I grew up around like kind of Penrith, Blacktown type area, you know.
Oh, Blacktown, let's go. Whereabouts?
Well, my parents live in St. Clair, so I was always kind of, more around like Penrith and Blacktown type area was kind of where I'd be around.
2145 represent.
But like, I mean, I can remember there was always every so often there'd be like bursts of activity, right? Like you had for a while.
Throws, don't do this.